She said, "If you can't handle me going clubbing with my ex every Friday, maybe you're too insecure for me." I just smiled and replied, "You're absolutely right." What she didn't know was that I'd already signed the lease on a penthouse. 72 hours later, while she texted me, "Where are we partying tonight?" I sent a selfie from my balcony overlooking the city lights. She thought she was playing me. She didn't know I was about to end her entire game. My name is Jake Thompson, and 3 months ago I thought I had it all figured out. Mid-30s, decent job in commercial construction, engaged to a woman who could walk into any room and own it. Amy Fletcher had that kind of beauty that made other men jealous and other women competitive. She knew it too. The apartment we shared downtown wasn't much. Cramped kitchen, thin walls, neighbors who fought every Tuesday like clockwork. But it was ours, or so I believed. Amy saw it differently. "This place is so boring," she said one Thursday evening, applying lipstick in our bathroom mirror. "Lisa's having people over at that new rooftop bar tomorrow. The one with the infinity pool." "Sounds fun. What time should I pick you up?" She paused, meeting my eyes in the reflection. "Actually, it's just the girls. You know how it is." I knew how it was, all right. Lisa, Amy's college roommate, collected drama like some people collect stamps. And where Lisa went, trouble followed. Specifically, trouble named Dylan Pierce, Amy's ex from 2 years back. The guy who dumped her for someone younger, then crawled back when that fell apart. "Dylan's going to be there," I said. Not a question. "So what if he is?" "We're adults, Jake. We can be in the same room without the world ending." "Right. Adults." She turned around, hands on her hips. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing. Have fun." But Friday came, and Amy didn't just go to the rooftop bar. She posted Instagram stories all night, laughing with Dylan, dancing with Dylan, sharing drinks with Dylan. Each notification felt like a small slap. By Saturday morning, she was defending herself before I even spoke. "You're being ridiculous," she said, scrolling through her phone while eating cereal. "He bought me 1 drink. 1. I didn't say anything." "You didn't have to." "I can feel you judging me from across the room." That afternoon, Lisa showed up with coffee and croissants, settling into our couch like she lived there. Amy perked up immediately. Her accomplice had arrived. "Tell Jake about last night," Amy said. "Tell him how normal everything was." Lisa exchanged a look with Amy. It was totally innocent. Dylan's actually seeing someone new anyway, some girl from his gym. "See?" Amy said. "Nothing to worry about." But Lisa's phone buzzed, and I caught her grinning at the screen. "Oh, speaking of Dylan, he wants to know if we're doing the same thing next Friday." The casual way she said it, like I wasn't sitting right there, like my opinion didn't matter. Amy's smile was answer enough. "If you can't handle me going clubbing with my ex every Friday," Amy said, looking directly at me, "maybe you're too insecure for me." I set down my coffee cup carefully. "You're absolutely right." The words hung in the air. Amy blinked, clearly expecting a fight. "I am too insecure," I continued. "Too insecure to waste another minute pretending this is working." I walked to the bedroom and pulled out my laptop. The penthouse listing was still open in my browser, the one I'd been watching for weeks, the one I'd finally called about Wednesday morning. The lease papers were in my email, signed and returned. Move-in date, Monday. Amy appeared in the doorway. "What are you doing?" "Packing." "Jake, come on, don't be dramatic. I'm not actually going to—" "Yes, you are. And that's fine. But I won't be here when you get back." She laughed, but it sounded forced. "You're being ridiculous. Where are you even going to go?" I closed the laptop and looked at her. Really looked at her. When had she started looking at me like I was an inconvenience? I'll figure it out. Monday morning, I moved into the penthouse while Amy was at her yoga class. 22nd floor, corner unit, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the entire city. The monthly rent was more than our old place, but I'd been saving for the engagement ring I was never going to buy. The movers finished by noon. I stood alone in the empty living room, city spread out below me like a map of possibilities. My phone buzzed. Amy, of course. "Jake, where are you? Your stuff is gone," I typed back. "Told you I was leaving." "Don't be childish. Come home. We need to talk." "Nothing to talk about. Have fun Friday." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then appeared again. Finally, "Fine. Be that way." Tuesday, I started going to the gym in my building. Real gym, not the Planet Fitness we used to share. Personal trainers, proper equipment, men who looked like they'd stepped out of magazine ads. I hadn't worked out seriously since college, but muscle memory is a strange thing. Wednesday, I bought new clothes. Not designer stuff. I wasn't trying to be someone I wasn't. But clothes that fit properly, colors that didn't wash me out, shoes that weren't held together with optimism and superglue. Thursday, Amy called. "Seriously, Jake, where are you living?" "Lisa drove by your office and Kevin said you haven't been carpooling anymore." Kevin was my work buddy, and Kevin had a big mouth. "I'm around." "This is stupid. We had one fight about going out and now you're—" "We didn't have a fight, Amy. You made a decision, and I made one too." "What decision?" "You're talking in riddles. You decided I wasn't worth considering. I decided you were right." Friday evening, I was on my balcony with a beer when my phone lit up. Amy's location, some club downtown, the kind with velvet ropes and security guards who looked like NFL linebackers. I opened my camera, smiled, and took a selfie with the city lights behind me. The response came within minutes. "Where the hell are you?" I called instead of texting. She answered on the first ring. "Jake? Where are you?" "On my balcony." "What balcony?" "What are you talking about?" "The one that came with my new place." Nice view. Silence. Then, "Your new place?" "Penthouse, downtown. You should see the city from up here. It's incredible." "You're lying." "Am I?" More silence. In the background, I could hear music, laughter, Dylan's voice asking who was on the phone. "This is insane," Amy said. "You can't just—" "Have fun tonight, Amy." "Say hi to Dylan for me." I hung up and turned off my phone. Saturday morning brought a different kind of wake-up call. Literally. Amy, standing outside my building, screaming into the intercom, "Jake, I know you're up there. We need to talk." The doorman, a guy named Frank who'd worked security for 20 years, handled it with professional courtesy, which is to say, he called the police when she refused to leave. I watched from my window as she argued with the officers, gesturing wildly at the building. Eventually, Lisa pulled up and dragged her away. Sunday was peaceful. I read a book, actually read it cover to cover, without interruption, made breakfast that didn't come from a box, called my sister in Portland just to catch up. Monday, Amy showed up at my office. "We need to talk," she said, cornering me in the parking lot. She looked tired. Makeup couldn't hide the circles under her eyes, and her usually perfect hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail. "There's nothing to talk about," I said. "Don't give me that." "You disappeared. Completely. Do you have any idea how that feels?" "Actually, I do." She stepped closer. "I made a mistake, okay? I shouldn't have said those things about being insecure. You're not insecure. You're just... careful. Thanks. That's quite a compliment. Jake, please. I'm trying here. I called Dylan and told him I can't hang out anymore. I chose you. I unlocked my truck and tossed my hard hat in the back seat. You chose me after you tried the other option and didn't like how it felt. That's not the same thing. That's not fair. Fair? I turned to face her fully. You told me I was too insecure for you. You told me that, to my face, after posting pictures with your ex all night. I was angry. No, you were honest. Maybe for the first time in months, I got in the truck. She grabbed the door before I could close it. So that's it? 3 years together and you're just done? I'm not done, Amy. You are. You've been done for a while now. I just finally caught up. 2 weeks later, Amy tried a different approach. She showed up at Murphy's, the bar where my construction crew went after work on Fridays. She'd brought reinforcements, Lisa and 2 other friends whose names I'd never bothered learning. I was shooting pool with my foreman Bill when she walked in. Bill saw her first and whistled low. "Incoming," he muttered. Amy had dressed for war, tight black dress, heels that added 4 inches, makeup applied like armor. Her friends flanked her as she approached our table. "Hello, Jake." The bar had gotten quieter, working men pretending not to stare while absolutely staring. "Amy." "Can we talk?" "Privately?" "We're in the middle of a game." "I'll wait." She ordered a martini and settled into a nearby booth, her friends whispering and giggling like teenagers. Bill lined up his shot and missed completely. "Damn it," he said. "Can't concentrate with all that drama energy." After I finished the game, and lost thanks to the distraction, I joined Amy at her booth. Her friends had mysteriously disappeared to the bathroom. "You look good," she said. I did look good. 3 weeks of consistent gym time, decent sleep, and not walking on eggshells had done wonders. "Thanks. I've been thinking about us. About what went wrong." "Nothing went wrong, Amy. It just ended." "It doesn't have to. People work through rough patches all the time." I sipped my beer and waited. "I know I hurt you," she continued. "The thing with Dylan was stupid. I was being immature, trying to make you jealous or something equally ridiculous." "Did it work?" She blinked. "What? Did you make me jealous? Is that what you wanted?" I don't know. Maybe." "Well, you succeeded. For about a day. Then I realized jealousy is just another word for caring about something that's already gone." Her friends returned from the bathroom, drinks refreshed, confidence renewed. Lisa slid into the booth next to Amy. "Jake! Long time no see. Amy's been so worried about you." "Has she?" "Oh, absolutely. She's been miserable. Haven't you, honey?" Amy shot Lisa a look that could have melted steel. "We were just discussing how much we missed him," Lisa continued, oblivious, especially after last weekend. "Lisa," Amy said quietly. "What?" "I'm just saying, that thing with Dylan was a complete disaster. He got so drunk, and then that fight with the bouncer." "Lisa." "But the damage was done." Lisa's mouth fell open as she realized what she'd said. "What fight?" I asked. Amy's cheeks flushed red. "It was nothing. Dylan had too much to drink, and there was a misunderstanding." "What kind of misunderstanding?" Lisa, apparently committed to making things worse, jumped in again. "He tried to follow Amy into the women's bathroom. The bouncer had to physically remove him from the club." The conversation stopped. Amy stared at the table like it might open up and swallow her. "And you didn't think that was worth mentioning?" I asked. "Nothing happened," Amy said quickly. "The bouncer handled it. That's not the point." "Then what is the point, Jake? You left me. You disappeared without a word, moved into some fantasy apartment, and now you're acting like you have the moral high ground." "I do have the moral high ground. I left when you told me to leave." "I never told you to leave. You told me I was too insecure for you. Same thing." Amy's friends exchanged glances. The conversation was spiraling beyond their ability to help. "Fine," Amy said, standing abruptly. "You want to play the victim? Go ahead. But don't pretend you're some kind of saint. You're vindictive and cruel, and you're punishing me for one stupid night." "One night?" I laughed. "Amy, you've been checking out of this relationship for months. Friday nights became Dylan nights. Weekends became girls' trips that somehow always included him. You stopped talking to me about anything that mattered. That's not true. When's the last time you asked about my work? My family? My anything that wasn't directly related to your immediate needs? She opened her mouth, then closed it. That's what I thought. I stood up and dropped a 20 on the table. Jake, wait, she said, but I was already walking away. Outside, the autumn air felt sharp and clean. I sat in my truck for a moment, hands shaking slightly. Inside the bar, I could see Amy crying while her friends comforted her. My phone buzzed. A text from Amy. You used to love me. I stared at the message for a long time before responding. I still do. That's the problem. The final confrontation came on a Tuesday night in October. I was reviewing blueprints for a commercial project when the front desk called. Mr. Thompson? There's a lady here to see you. Says it's urgent. I knew before Frank described her. Amy, alone this time, looking smaller somehow without her usual backup. Send her up. She stepped off the elevator like she was entering a foreign country, taking in the marble floors, the designer furniture I'd bought piece by piece, the wall of windows that turned the city into a living painting. Wow, she said softly. You really did upgrade. I gestured to the couch. Would you like something to drink? Water, I guess. I brought her a glass and sat across from her, maintaining distance. This is really nice, Jake. I mean, really nice. How can you afford this? Turns out I have more money when I'm not splitting everything with someone who considers financial responsibility a character flaw. She flinched but didn't argue. I've been thinking. About us. About what I want. And I want to try again. For real this time. No games, no Dylan, no Friday night drama. What changed? She looked down at her hands. He showed up at my apartment last weekend. Drunk again. Started banging on the door, yelling about how I owed him another chance. Did you call the police? Eventually. But not before he broke the lock on the front door. I had to stay at Lisa's for 3 nights while maintenance fixed it. I felt a flicker of the old protective instinct, but pushed it down. I'm sorry that happened. Are you? Because you sound like you're reading from a script. What do you want me to say, Amy? That I'm glad you're scared? That you deserve to be harassed by a drunk ex-boyfriend? I'm not that person. I know you're not. That's why I'm here. You're safe, Jake. You're steady and reliable, and I took that for granted. Safe. That's not an insult. It's what I need. What I've always needed, even when I was too stupid to realize it. I set down my water glass and looked at her. Really looked at her. She was beautiful, no question. But sitting in my living room, with the city lights behind her, she looked like a relic from someone else's life. You know what the funny thing is? I said. 3 months ago, hearing you say that would have made me the happiest man alive. And now? Now I realize you're describing a security blanket, not a partner. That's not fair. Isn't it? You want someone safe to come home to after you've had your adventures. Someone who won't ask too many questions or make too many demands. That's not what I meant. It's exactly what you meant. And maybe that's okay. Maybe some people are built for that kind of relationship. But I'm not. She was quiet for a long moment, staring out the windows. So this is really it? You're really done? I'm really done. Even after everything we had together? Especially because of everything we had together. I know what it feels like to be with someone who chooses me every day. And I know what it feels like to be with someone who doesn't. You taught me the difference. She stood up abruptly, anger replacing sadness. You're being dramatic. People have problems, Jake. They work through them. They don't just abandon 3 years because of a few bad weeks. A few bad weeks? Yes. God, you're acting like I cheated on you or something. Did you? The question hung between us like a live wire. Amy's face went white, then red. How dare you ask me that? It's a simple question. Of course I didn't cheat on you. Then why are you so angry about me asking? Because it's insulting. Because after 3 years together, you should trust me more than that. Trust is earned, Amy. Every day, with every choice you make. And lately, your choices haven't been about us. She grabbed her purse and headed for the door, then stopped and turned back. You know what your problem is, Jake. You think you're better than me. You think you're some kind of saint, sitting up here in your perfect apartment, judging the rest of us for being human? I don't think I'm better than you. I just think I deserve better than this. This? Fighting over basic respect. Explaining why Friday nights with your ex hurt my feelings. Having to prove that my concerns are valid instead of just insecure whining. Fine. You want someone perfect? Good luck finding her. She was at the door when I spoke again. Amy? She turned back, hope flickering in her eyes. I never wanted someone perfect. I just wanted someone who wanted to be with me. The door closed with a soft click. I stood alone in my living room, city lights stretching endlessly in every direction. My phone buzzed, a text from Amy. You'll regret this. I deleted the message without responding and walked to the balcony. 22 floors up, the city looked peaceful, manageable, like a problem that could be solved with the right perspective. 3 years of my life, gone. But sitting there, watching the traffic flow, I realized I wasn't sad about what I'd lost. I was excited about what I'd found. Myself.